Welcome back. I'm Mindy Turner with the Curry County Cooperative Extension Service, your family and consumer science agent. We're up to the third installment of our Fall Favorites video series. Today, we're going to talk a little bit about what's really fall in New Mexico, and that's chili. When you go into the store and you're ready for your chili fix, there's a lot of different ways that you can purchase or pick that up. When we talk about chili in New Mexico, a lot of times what we talk about is Hatch green chili. Now what that means is that those are chilies that were grown in the Hatch Valley, but we do grow fantastic chilies all around the state. The thing that you need to be aware of is there are different varieties, even in what is grown in the Hatch Valley, of what you're getting when we talk about those. Two of the main ones that you're going to hear a lot are your Big Jims and your Sandias. Now your Big Jims are a little thicker walled. They're great for rellenos, and you might get a hot one every once in a while, but they don't tend to be as hot as some of the other varieties. Now your Sandias, they're going to be a little higher on that capsaicin scale, and they're going to be pretty warm. So if you want something with a little more heat, you want to look for those Sandias. When you go to purchase, and you want to purchase fresh out of the produce section, okay, this is something that then you're going to need to take it home and prep it in some way. A lot of times we can purchase, let's say, a 35-pound bag of chili and have them roast it right there. And then we take it home, we put it into pound bags, we peel it, all of those great things that need to happen. But what if I don't want 35 pounds? What if I'm not going to process that much of it? What can I do at home to make a smaller batch of chili just for me that I want to use? So one of the things you can do to roast your own chili, there's some very basic ways to do that. You can do it on the grill. That's what we see a lot, and that's a simple, easy, clean way to do that. Doesn't make a lot of mess. You can do it in the oven, of course. You can do it even in your air fryer if you have one of those available. So that's going to be your most common ways to do that. In our newsletter this month, there's some different times and temperatures related to doing that with your smaller batches of chilies. If you don't receive that newsletter and you'd like to have it, we can send it to you over email or a hard copy in the mail. You can go online to our website, curryextension.nmsu.edu, click on Family Health and Wellness and Newsletter Request, fill out the form. We will get you a copy of that, and it will come to you. It goes out every 2 months, coincides with the release of the new video series. Or you can always call our office, 575-763-6505, and we will get you on the list that way. So follow up if you would like to get a hard copy or an email copy of the newsletter when that comes out. It has the information that goes along with the videos, as well as other information for what's going on with our Extension Council and other groups around the county. So please follow up and let us know about that. So if you want to make your chilies, one of the things you need to think about, if you want to remove the stems, you can cut those off before you roast them. You can cut them in half to roast them, or you can roast them whole. If you're choosing to roast them whole, part of what you're going to want to do is poke holes. Just like if you're baking potatoes or any other type of vegetable, you want to make sure that the air can flow through there and they're not going to puff up on you and split. So you would poke your holes. To place them in the oven, obviously you can put them on a baking sheet. Some people put them directly on the oven rack. That's up to you. If you cut the stems off, you don't necessarily have to poke the holes because you've already got it opened up in there for you. So if you wanted to do that in the oven, it's going to be about 425. You're going to do 10 to 12 minutes. Take them out, turn them over, put them back in another 10 to 12 minutes. So hopefully within 30 minutes or so, you're going to have roasted chili. On the grill, you want to get it as hot as you can. Same thing, you're going to want to watch your chilies and keep turning them around to make sure about 6 to 8 minutes on each side is probably what you're going to want to do, but you're going to need to watch it and see because you want to get that charred part on the skin, which part of what you're doing aside from softening up everything in there is getting that skin to separate so that you're going to be able to peel the outside when you use it for your cooking, your baking, whatever it is that you want to do with your chilies. So with the air fryer, it's going to be about 400 degrees, 9 to 15 minutes. I've already got a batch in here that I can show you. So you can see when we take them out, you've got this nice charred look to them. That skin is charred on there. Then you can remove these. You can stick them directly in ice water. You can go and put them in a bag, let them cool, put them in a bag and freeze them like this. And then when you pull them out of the freezer, peel the skin off that way. Whatever method you prefer. Do understand though, even though they're roasted, they still will need to be refrigerated or frozen. You can't just leave them out. That causes a food safety issue when we talk about chili. So like I said, you can purchase your chili chopped and already frozen. You can purchase it fresh and roast it yourself. You can wait a little while and move on to red. Okay, and when we talk about red, you can purchase them already dried. One of the publications that we're publicizing this month through New Mexico State University Cooperative Extension is actually how to make ristras by drying your chili. Of course, then you can dry it and make it into your own crushed pepper or ground pepper if you wanted to do that. This one is dried in the air fryer as well. You can also dry them in a dehydrator. You can dry them in the oven as opposed to roasting, which of course you're going to do much slower. Or you can put them out in the sun and let them dry naturally. You just have to be really careful that we're not, like right now, we're getting really heavy dews overnight, and that's going to put a lot of moisture back in here to them, and they're not going to dry like you're wanting. So that's some of the things that you can think about in fixing your chilies. I'm going to move that out of our way. Now you can also use chilies in crafting. Now the purpose of a ristra, even a small one like this, would be that they would hang those in the kitchen, and then when they needed that seasoning, that spice, they just pop a pot off of there and you grind it up, you make it into whatever you need, you throw it straight into the pot for cooking. We use them primarily now for decoration, not so much just for preservation and adding spices to our food. So one of the fun things that we have, this can make an excellent Christmas ornament, Christmas gift, Christmas craft, just something to hang up in your kitchen for fun. And we're going to make a chili angel. So I have a little small pod. You can do this obviously with a larger one. These are smaller, almost look like the ornamental type, which are edible. You can see if you look at the New Mexico State University Chili Pepper Institute, they have ornamental plants. They are edible, but for the most part, they're ornamental. That's their purpose. And so we're going to just use a little hot glue. This is just a bead, and this is a silver bead. You could use a wooden bead. You could use a jingle bell if you wanted. If you had a larger chili and wanted to use an ornament or a smaller ornament to go with your small, however you want to do that, but something that's going to work for the head on your chili. Okay, pretty simple. Then I have a little bit of raffia left from our apples and our pumpkins. I tied it and then just kind of cut the edges. So we're going to add a little hot glue to that. Now I'm using hot glue. Goes together quickly. If you prefer, you can use some other type of glue, of course. So we're going to add that on there to make her wings. And then what I'm going to use, I have just a little piece of a chenille stem, a pipe cleaner, that we're going to use for the halo. We're going to stick that right on top of her head. And get it to stick on there. And you can add a string or an ornament hook, and you can hang that right up. You could add a magnet, pop it right on the fridge, so you would have that to add into your kitchen decor. Okay, so again, lots of fun things that can be done and happen with chilies around New Mexico. That fall scent, that's the beautiful thing also about roasting them yourself. Even though you're roasting a smaller amount, you get that wonderful roasting green chili scent all throughout the house. Again, I'm Mindy Turner with the Curry County Cooperative Extension Service. I'd love to hear from you. So get in touch with your questions about family health and wellness and what we have going on all around the county. Thank you.